Hey everybody, this is 42% Health, and we are back to Hexen, but this time we are going to play through the expansion, Deathkings of the Dark Citadel. Now, I haven't played this as much as I've played the original game, so I can't swear that I'm actually going to know where all the secrets are and everything, but I'll show you everything I know. I will be showing off a different class this time. This time I will be playing as the Mage. And I'll be showcasing all of his weapons and some of my favorite tricks, etc., etc. Okay, first thing, we start in this little room, and if you step on any of these steps, any one at all, it will open up all three of these doors. Oh my gosh, I'm already getting surrounded. From which we can get our second weapon. No matter which class you play as, your secret weapon, or your not secret weapon, your second weapon will be in one of these three little alcoves. I'm actually playing using GZDoom now, which is why things look a little different. There's two things that drive me nuts about these bushes. One, they are a targetable object for your shots. And two, they block your movement. Okay. So yeah, we kind of get thrown into some hectic combat here, and that's to be expected. This is quite difficult, actually, compared to the first game. Being an expansion, it's, expected that only people who mastered the first game and are eager for more will be playing it, so it makes sense that it would be harder. But yeah, I will probably be dying even more than I did in the original game. All right. Now that things have calmed down a bit. First, I hope you're not too irritated by the sound of the sapphire wand going all the time. Some people get bugged by that. I don't, but you're going to be hearing it a lot, so try not to get bugged by that. Second, our second weapon, actually I'll save the second weapon for third. Second, this map is called Ruined Village, and it's kind of like the winnowing hall of this expansion. Normally you wouldn't come back here, except that the secret level is actually here. So we will be coming back to visit the secret level. Also, just a couple other minor points. This game only has 3 hubs, and then there are some multiplayer levels tagged onto the end. So this will not take me as long as Hexen Beyond Heretic did. Let's see, make sure third or fourth, I don't know, I'm not even counting anymore. The periodic spawns of enemies are much more aggressive in this game. There are even maps that spawn Wendigos periodically. So yeah, this game is not fooling around with the difficulty. For that reason, I will be trying to move quickly. If I need to stop and explain something, I will pause the video like I do here, because I don't want to be having waves of enemies spawning just because I'm trying to explain something. And then finally, I will show off the second weapon. This weapon's kind of odd. So what it does is it's kind of like an ice shotgun. And as you can see, it turns monsters into frozen statues. Now, contrary to popular misconception, you don't actually have to shatter the statues. I mean, they won't come back to life if you leave them. They will shatter on their own eventually. But it also has a melee attack, which is somewhat stronger. You can tell that I killed that guy in 2 hits, where it took me 3 to do the other guy. But be aware that there is a bit of a delay, so the timing for the melee attack is a little hard to get used to. Quartz flasks are a godsend in this WOD. And I keep saying WOD. I'm used to playing Doom. I mean, it is a WOD. Okay, so here's the other strange thing. If you are not within melee range, it will start trying to spawn ice crystals. So the weapon is most effective... Did I turn off? Okay. The weapon is most effective if you are either at a long enough distance to hit the monster with all of the projectiles, or else if you're at melee range, because if you're... Oh, that was another melee hit. If you're like within this kind of awkward distance, not all of the projectiles will spawn, and you'll have a highly reduced damage output. Okay, coming up this staircase is very dangerous. We get 2 Chaos Serpents in front of us and 3 behind us, and we've already got monsters spawning in. As you can see, there were 3 Ettins that spawned just on those stairs. We've probably got at least 2 down here. Nope, just 1? Okay, just 1. Afrits can also spawn in this level. It's not just Ettins that spawn in this game. So, yeah, we're in for a lot more of a rough ride than we had in the original Hexen game. Now, this first weapon of the clerics is blatantly overpowered. The projectile it shoots is very fast, so it is almost hit scan level fast. And it's also a ripper projectile. What that means technically is that after it hits an enemy, it continues going and it can hit more enemies beyond. So if you line enemies up, you can actually hit more than 1 enemy at a time, and you can get better efficiency out of your shots. Okay, I didn't show this off, which I should have. But if we go back to the start, which is just down here, excuse me. There's a door here that we need a silver key for. And right up here, by the way, this portal out here, that's the secret level. And we will have to come back there at the end of the hub. You can't open that before. If we come through here, we can see the silver key right there on that table. It's disguised as a fork for some reason. There's health here. It's a little hard to grab because bushes. Okay, there are Chaos Serpents out there I don't want to have shooting at me. So there's a bunch of these guys. Okay, gathering mana. You won't see me using... Now, if you jump down in this well, you'll take a little pain, but you get a percolator. And, in my opinion, it's worth it. And then just jump back out. Okay. What else is there to do around here? We can come in here. There's a shield, and I think a torch you can get in here. Well... And you know we don't use torches much. But there is a point later on in this hub that a torch comes in handy, so... Alright, main thing we need to do here. If we come up here and try to proceed, we get a message that says, the waterfall is blocked. Hit that button. That opens up this wall. Turn this wheel. We get the waterfall is open. That was easy. if you know what to do. Alright, so from here, take a left. There's a button here. A door has opened in the chapel. So pushing that button does not cause enemies to spawn. It was kind of just a coincidence that the periodic spawn happened when I pushed the button. Okay. I will be showing off how the Mage flechettes work. In my opinion, they're the most useful flechettes. That fall also does pain damage. If you want to avoid the pain damage, you could go back around the way we came. It's not a long walk. Okay, so these two little openings here are the door that opened in the chapel. I'm running around looking for help. That's good enough. Die already! I now need to burn quartz flasks. And I've just installed GZDoom. And I don't have all my weapon or my key bindings set yet. Okay, that should be good enough. I want to burn a couple of them. Okay, so in here we've got one gray wall. Come over here and use the left side. And this takes us up into the room where the silver key was. Okay, and before I forget, there is one secret here. You can see we have a segment of our super weapon up there. You squeeze in along here. Actually, I want this. And open this griffin wall. And we already get the first piece of Blood Scourge. Blood Scourge. It's a very impressive looking weapon. And I guess it's nice for bosses, but that's about it. It's not really all that great. Okay, silver key in hand. We come back to this door. Kill a couple of afrits in here. There's also an afrit in this pot. And there are also afrits in this thing that button opened up. And we are done. That's all there is to here for now. Okay, so this is Blight. This is actually the hub level for this first episode. Now you'll see this episode's kind of structured like the Shadow Wood from the last game. Starting out, we have 4 ways we can go. We need Emerald Key, Horn Key, Swamp Key, and Cave Key. And I really don't remember the names of all of the worlds that they go to. It does not matter which one you take first. It doesn't matter which one you take first, asterisk. The thing is, one of these worlds, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. If you are the cleric, you'll want to go there first because you get Firestorm. I don't think any second weapons or third weapons are there. Fighter, you go Emerald Key to get the hammer. And then Mage, we want to go to the caves. So I'm going to go this way first. I'm also going to equip my flechettes. And this is... I kind of want these guys to group up. Ow. Okay, I did not mean to spend 3 flechettes there. But the Mage's flechettes are one of the very few attacks in the game capable of damaging both Heresiarchs and Centaurs, even when they're invulnerable. They are not invulnerable to the Mage's flechette. They're also not invulnerable to the Cleric's flechette. So, the more you know there. And that's why I like these flechettes best of all. Oh wow, I'm almost dead. Alright, so continuing on. Actually, I should point out, so in here there is the cave door. Of course, we need the cave key. To get that, we come this way. One of those Chaos Serpents triggers this to open when he dies. I'm going to use Frost Shards in here. Yes, they are capable of one-shotting an Afrit, which is nice. Okay, hitting that button lets us out. The cave key is right on top of the button. So that opened these. And of course I want the flechettes. Okay, now we could go, but what I want to do first, if you use the crack right exactly in between the doors, I want to collect up all the keys, and I'll show you why. Come on, I'm trying to... So this is the pattern I use for these guys. I basically rush in, drop a flechette, rush back. And if there's a large group of them, then you can drop more than one. So yeah, these guys are actually really easy to dispatch with the Mage. I do not know why they made it so tricky to... If you are out of flechettes, freezing them is also a valid option. Ow. And we're back around to the caves. Okay. So I'm going to grab all the keys, and it's going to become clear later why I do this. But basically all the levels are interconnected, sort of like they were in the Shadow Wood. Oh boy. Lots of stomachs growling. And just like in the Shadow Wood, there's not really much point in using the teleporters between the peripheral worlds. Unlike Shadow Wood, each peripheral world can be completed on its own without visiting any of the others. So I will complete them completely, entirely, one at a time from the hub world. But there are resources available. Okay, this part gets a little intense just because, not much room. Ow. 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 That was not very well executed. Dang, okay. Hit these 3 switches to get back out. Step in here, and we get 2 more Chaos Serpents. Thank you. As you can see, quartz flasks are very needed. All the Ettins. I heard a Chaos Serpent. Oh, I'm in here, okay. This room is hard. Matter of fact... Oh, projectiles. And auto-aim. So since auto-aim always goes for the nearest monster in its line of sight, and since it does not take projectile size into account... Oh, right over their heads. Projectiles will just basically hit the floor below you when you're shooting at monsters below you. Okay, now things get real right about now. We get locked in, and all these doors open with Chaos Serpents everywhere. This would be a lot easier if I had my third weapon. Die. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. When this one's dead, I think we can come up here safely enough. Alright. Ripper projectile for the win. So we got this side cleared out. To get out, we need to hit buttons at these four corners. I know I heard another one. There he is. Ow. More Ettins. Seems odd that they keep spawning Ettins. Right, there's also stuff back here, if you want it. You know me, I like stuff. I don't need any of this stuff, though, except the quartz flask. Doggone, just stand there and take all the damage. Swamp Key. This is the area where the torch comes in handy. Oh, and speaking of torch... Oh, I can't get back up there yet. I guess when you finish certain parts of this hub, just walking over this line will cause these four sides to lower like lifts. And then you can get back up. There is a secret up there that I forgot to open. Okay, upper door. Chaos Serpent. These are just entirely side extra areas that you don't need to complete. But there are quartz flasks here. And as you well know, they're useful in this game. Okay. Lower door, which should be clear of enemies now. There's a secret right here by these barrels, and we get an armor. Okay, so this is the part where I like to use a torch. I'm also debating, because when you come down here and use this wall, it goes black, like black. We've got all these stalkers. I am dead. Whoops, I used a percolator. I did not mean to. I turned a stalker into a pig. How about that? Wow, okay. A little bit of a panic there. I almost died. When the door opens, then it lights up in here again. The swamp key was right here in front of the switch, and the switch opens the door. So we can get out. And that is all the keys. So we've got all the keys we need for this hub. There we go. Up here, on these three sides, we get Platinum Helmet, Boots of Speed, and a torch. Wow, little bug there. I never noticed before. I'm not sure you're worth a flechette. Alright, down the spirally staircase. It's a slow melee weapon, but it's a melee weapon nonetheless. Now, inside these things, basically this will not open. Let me pause here. These sides will not open unless you possess the key for this door, which in our case is the cave, and the door next door, which I don't know what it is for this case. But, you know. What door is this? Emerald. So, you wouldn't be able to open that side area unless you had both the cave key and the emerald key. Doggone you guys. I'm trying to talk to the viewers. This is why I keep pausing, because I can't have these guys spawning all the time. Alright, going into the caves. Oh, also, behind each of these is a quartz flask. Okay, be ready. Be at full health, because inside the caves, to greet us, are Wendigos. Alright, that went pretty well. This is Catacomb. If we come up here, kill all the things. Yeah, the earthquakes are a little bit disorienting, but they don't last forever, fortunately. The earth will continue quaking until we solve the puzzle out there, but as you can see, we can't get out there. However, from here, if you are the mage, you can snipe off a couple of chaos serpents, which is always a good thing. As the mage, we are kind of wimpy. We die easily. Okay, basically, if you keep going down, you will get to the correct place. You can go down this way. This just loops around. You want to get to this river. There's a torch here. Whoop. If you are the cleric, you will have a piece of your super weapon in here. And hitting this button opens up that area that we just looked at, that we couldn't get to. All the flechettes. Once down here, take a left. Don't stay in the river, because there's a current that takes you off the cliff into the death pit. We get a Crater of Might in here, which is nice. But this is the direction we need to go. Actually, we don't really need to go here. We could go back up the river and up the stairs and go to that area. Oh, hello. See, now down here is the swamp door. And inside there is a teleporter to the swamp level, and it'll take you to a place in the swamp level you're not technically supposed to start. And that can be very confusing for new players. There's probably ways that it can be exploited for speedruns, but I find it easier to just take all the levels on their own. The only reason I grabbed all the keys was because those rooms tend to have lots of resources in them. So if I'm ever in need of health or mana, it's nice to have all the keys so I can grab resources from there. Oh, holy cow. This level spawns Wendigos occasionally. Like, just the whole cave system will fill up with Wendigos. Not even joking. Okay, Platinum Helmet here. This elevator becomes very important later, but I think I will do that later. So here, we've got 4 flame masks that we need to collect, and they are all in this level. If we try to grab the gem now, we get a message that we have not completed the puzzle, and we get teleported to the beginning. Okay, so we head up. This guy does sound rather wimpy next to Baratus, the fighter. Okay, if you approach this ledge here, here comes the bridge. Ta-da! Okay, I'm going to actually drop a save. Deathkings. Because this platforming is legitimately hard. Oh, wait. Nope, let me grab the third weapon, which is right here. This weapon is awesome. It is definitely one of the most powerful weapons in the game. A few nice points about it. 1, it does humongous damage. 2, it does that damage over time, which is actually not I consider it a down point, because things like centaurs and slaughtars will turn their shields on and then they become immune to it. The advantage, though, is that it does have 5 times damage bonus. It has a quintuple. It has a quintuple damage bonus against centaurs and slaughtars. So it is actually fairly effective against them. The other weakness is that an enemy up against a wall is somehow protected from it. I don't really know how it works, but yeah, this thing can one-shot Chaos Serpents. It would one-shot every monster in the game if some of them didn't have shields. Not joking, it's that powerful. Other than bosses, of course, it can't one-shot a boss. Okay, so we solved 1/3 of the puzzle. The other 2/3, of course, are in here. Dang it, this should be... It's so amazing. I love that weapon. I love it so much. But it does use 5 mana per shot, which is kind of expensive. But if you think about it, it takes... What's our ice use? 3 mana per shot. So our secondary weapon takes... Oops, wrong weapon. Our secondary weapon takes 3 mana per shot, and it takes 2 shots to kill an Etten. I don't even remember what it takes to kill a Chaos Serpent. Okay. These guys started down in the lava, and they wake up when they see us run over their heads, and then they kind of slowly just trickle upwards. Not to mention they're spawning in. Ew, stop it. And I got the wrong weapon selected again. Oh, see, he survived because he bumped into a wall. It's like the electricity just turns off when the monster is touching a wall. The puzzle is complete. And we get our first flame mask. I'm going to try this jump. Yay, I did it. I did a thing. Flame mask. The earthquakes should stop now. That should be the end of the earthquakes. Okay. I think I'm going to complete the Catacombs and then call it a video. We still have 3 flame masks to go. I've been recording for 35 minutes. Wow. I did a practice run, and by the time I got here, I was like 15 minutes in, but I also wasn't like explaining everything. 3 more parts of the puzzle remain. All 3 of them can be accessed from this elevator. But the only reason I like to go the other way first... Oh, hang on. The only reason I like to go the other way first is to stop the earthquakes. This elevator actually has 3 levels that it accesses. And it kind of, I guess, comes as a surprise. It's supposed to be a surprise factor that the elevator comes down, you get on, and then it goes down further. So don't let that throw you off. We have to get off though. And we have to face these Wendigos right away. Okay, that went remarkably well. Do not step on this platform. If you step on it, it will disappear and you will die. You will fall to your death. Yes, there are some mean tricks in this game. I am so close to dead, it's not even funny. I should have died there. These guys hardly seem worth the lightning. So I was about to do some math for you. So yeah, the cost of using the Arc of Death, which is the official name of the lightning, 5 mana per shot, makes sense to me because it costs us 6 mana. If we have good hits, it costs us 6 mana to kill an Ed with the ice shards, frost shards. I'm trying to think of names while fighting these guys. The fighter, who is remarkably mana efficient, by the way, can kill an Etten in 4 blue mana points or 6 green mana points. So, you know, 5 seems fair. Especially if you can also down a Chaos Serpent. And then the Cleric takes something like 5 or 6 blue points of mana. And believe it or not, 8 points of green mana. I do not like that weapon, that Cleric's 3rd weapon. I'll probably show off his weaponry in one of the custom mods that I play for Hexen. So yeah, 5 seems fair. It's a good... Seems balanced to me. In fact, it's a little overpowered. But it's okay, I like overpowered. Okay. So, if we come up this way, through here, hit this switch. Now the floor is safe. So we can grab this stuff. There's still a gap on either end. Don't fall into. And here we have a second flame mask. This takes us back to the beginning. Oh, it's such a waste of time fighting all these guys as they spawn in. And I've kind of gone the wrong way. That might be the best. Actually, that flame mask I just grabbed, might be better off doing that one last, because it takes you back to the beginning. The other 2, we go down again. Come through here. Flechettes. Beautiful, delicious flechettes. To this lava area. only in Hexen do you have, like, an ice room right next to a lava room. Or in, I guess, in Scythe map 30, you also get that. Alright, run across the stones. Hit this switch. What did that do? Well, I will tell you, my friends. After I kill this Afrid. It opened up this area, and there's a flame mask here. There's a percolator right across from it. And don't fall down there. It's a death fall. Health? Yeah, there's a bit of health in here. Okay. Okay, call the elevator. It's going to take us all the way back up to the top, methinks. Which is where we need to go. I think if these guys step on the elevator, or if we step off, it goes back down, so... this is that dead elevator that we saw from below. I didn't really point it out, but it was there, and you couldn't go up it. The only way up here is that elevator that we took. Alright, kill all the things. You know the drill. I'm going to equip the lightning hands. Oop. Oh, I also should mention, the lightning hands have a bit of an area effect. If there are two monsters adjacent to each other, one of them is getting electrocuted, the other one will take a little bit of damage. So this is what I have this equipped for. Oh, it's so amazing. Okay. And now we can go back down. Jump off here. One more part of the puzzle remains. The puzzle is complete. Now that hole in the center is a death fall. So don't fall. Jump over it. Jump over it. Full on those? Oh, I must be doing better than I thought. I feel like I'm burning through them like a drunkard. That was a terrible analogy. Yeah, this elevator here. You can't ride it up. For some reason, you can only ride it down. I don't understand the point of it. Oh, and I didn't show off a secret. Yeah, I want to show off this secret because it's a walkthrough video. When you are down, 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 way down. Wrong way. When you are down. This door, so it's not really much of a secret because it has an official door, textured door. I'm gonna die. I'm stuck. Under you. Okay. And here we are at the beginning. So yeah, that ice wall behind the behind the starting point is actually a thing that opens, but you can't open it from this side. You have to come from the back. Okay. So we have our first planet. There it is. And I am going to leave it here for today. Okay. So yeah, that's the start of Deathkings of the Dark Citadel. I might or might not be able to finish the next 3 worlds in the next video. Probably not, because they are longer than the opening was in general. Okay. Now you might be wondering, why is it that there are only 4 peripheral worlds and we need 5 planets? Well, in this game, once you place the 4 planets from the 4 peripheral worlds, you can move on. However, there is a hidden 5th planet. The one ruby planet is actually opens up the secret level. So I will be showing off that, how to get there in this hub. So yeah, stay tuned, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope somebody found this helpful, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.